told Moses, go and get on that mountain, so when you hold your hand up, they can see and have hope. But in the process of that, Moses being elderly, going up that mountain took a toll. So he got there, he got tired, and when I got there, he got tired, and his arms started coming down like this. When his arms started coming down, then the enemy started winning the war. As long as his arms was up like this, they were winning. Pharaoh's army was being defeated. But the moment the man of God, and y'all can hear this, when the man of God gets tired of the struggle of ministry, and his arm began to come down because of the weight on his life in ministry, is a weight on the man of God in ministry, especially if he's ministering in God's word. As a burden on this altar. Daily burden. It's not monthly, it's not annually, it's every day God man wakes up with God directing him to do something else today. So this is a new day. And just like you cannot pour old wine in a new batch, you cannot put an old day into a new day. It don't mix. And Moses was out there holding his hand up like this, and his hand began to come down like this, and then the war reversed. Pharaoh started winning. Somebody, but every now and then, somebody got to keep an eye on the man of God to see what he is. And when Joshua and Caleb looked up and saw Moses' arm coming down like this, and he began to see the results of that, they ran over. And one to the left hand and one to the right hand, and lifted him up like this, and the war reversed. Yeah. That lets you know that God instructs his people through other people, not through you. That's why you have pastors. That's why you have people in charge of you that God put in charge of you, and God is in charge of them. You know that. Y'all got jobs. You know that the person your supervisor had a supervisor. And he's not running that because he only do what his boss say, and the boss do what he do. Every boss got a boss. And they listen to those bosses. So when you think about what God is doing, he's trying to work out a plan of salvation through the one that he called to be in charge of that particular army. But whoever it is, God called me to lead other men. And he called to serve through obedience and follow the instruction of those that he tells to give them instruction, and they do. But we have a nation. It's so corrupt. Leaders are so corrupt. Government is so corrupt. This is Jennifer. You find yourself trying to lead yourself out of danger. And then the question asked, what man can add one day to his life? Nobody. Nobody can change God's time for our lives. One man in the Bible who knew exactly when he was going to die had told the Lord that he wanted to do more for him. Now, Isaiah went across and told him, he said, you go, get your house in order, so you're going to shoot to die. But when he looked when he said, the man said, I'm going to turn my face to the east And I'm gonna pray to my God. I'm gonna tell my God all the things I want to do and have not been do yet. And I want him to spare my life. And God told him to go tell Hezekiah. Tell Hezekiah, I'm gonna add 15 more years to his life. Only man in history that knew exactly what day he gonna die on. But God gave him 15 years, not 50, 15. We serve a God that has all power, yet we have none. And rather we submit to God, we submit to a man that has no power. We submit to people who cannot even save their own lives. And we give them charge over ours. Our job, our leaders. No man in government can change his life. No man in government stop paying food if he wants to. Why? It's all about God letting you stop it. He called Nathan a fool. But he wouldn't hearken unto the voice of a wise God. What do we call him? There was a story in the book of Acts where the Christians, those disciples that followed Jesus around. And it was kind of interesting. If you read the Bible, you learn it. They were following Jesus around every day. But learning nothing. Seeing, but not learning. How many times us teachers have been in classroom teaching our children? Then we give a little simple quiz, and all of them fail. You ask a question, were you not listening? Were you not understanding what I'm teaching? Then why all y'all fail this little quiz I just gave? I taught this 500 days ago. But we forgot. Someone said, you tell me, I forget. If you teach me, I'll learn it. You let me do it, I didn't go teach me, I'll learn it. And by doing it, I'll learn it more. Involve me. If you involve me, I will know. And I'll do it. And the first time that the woman came to his disciples said, my son is sick, and I come to you because I believe you can pray for them and he can be healed. And that disciples didn't know nothing about what to do. Then when Jesus, 3.5 years, had not learned the simple thing of the power of prayer, when the woman came to him and said, pray for my son, he could not do it. And Jesus got mad and said, how long do I have to be with you before you learn how to do what I've asked you to do and showed you to do and taught you to do? How long? And Jesus was upset because he had spent all this time teaching his disciples to follow him. He knew his time was up. He said, a few days and I'll be gone, but I want to make sure you understand the role you must play when I leave. And I hear people talking about missionary work all day. I'm not getting. But look at the assemblies. Look at how we respond to coming to heal God's word. Not to mention how much does it on your Bibles at home. Because you don't read the scripture at the house. And we wonder about why is it that we found out that a 6-year-old child goes to school with a gun, shoot his teacher. Everybody acting like they're surprised. Why are you surprised? When have you taught him anything different than that? I little boy tell one time, my mama told me, anybody hit me, hit him back. I said, son, you better look at me and see me standing here. That may not be a good idea. You can try. But it won't come out like you think. We teach our children how to do what we want them to do in their situation, and we wonder why our children are dying in numbers. Teenagers. 16-year-old boy went over one night, shot an 18 and 14-year-old boy went over the same night, shot them back. But this is the world where Jesus is so freely taught. Churches are filled on Sunday with people knowing about Jesus' word, and people are being baptized. They've been baptized all in the name of who? I was telling the guys last night, man, I'm 72 now. I remember being born in a little country town at Marlin, Texas, and when I look back over my life, to where I am now, where I was born back in '69, back in '51, I can't even identify the time we did. There's no respect, there's no honor, there's no parenting. Even the grandmother now have put on the short skirt. Just have to stop being responsible for these lives.
Yes.
See, it's hard to come here on Sunday morning and treat you a subject. Because there's so much out there that need to be talked about. There's so many things we need to say to you for you to understand that we are afraid that we are in the time when Jesus, in the moment, he said, I'm tired of this world. I'm in. You see, when God looked out in Genesis and he saw the condition of the world and how men of the world were so disobedient, he decided to end the whole world. He said, I hate the day I made man. Why? Because there's evil in my eyes. There's evil in my eyes. They refuse to do anything right. Can you imagine that? Refuse to do anything right? When the last time had y'all lay here and say right? When the last time had you made right be your standard of living? When the last time have we told ourselves, I'm gonna do right from now? Matter of fact, this would be a good year to start. This your resolution year, right? This is a good time to say, Lord, I resolute that from this point on, I'm gonna hold your standard as high as I can in my living. I'm gonna make a resolution to you myself. And I'm gonna live a life that is worthy to be explained by somebody who see me living. What makes you smile? What makes you keep toiling when you ain't got nothing but Jesus? That's your testimony. Man, you know that I've been pastoring church a long time. I don't really put no burden on my members, but I'm determined to stay in this condition until God changed my life. Or he changed yours. Whichever comes first. We're only summoned by God to do his will. We're not summoned by God to make you pay your salary. That ain't God's summons. Whatever house you into, bless them. And if they refuse to bless you, then shake the dust from your feet, for the testimony will be against them. See, we got a written protective clause in our lives. When you don't want to bless us, God will stop blessing you. Abraham, this is of it. I'm going to bless you. And you shall be a blessing. See, God had everything covered. See, God have not left nothing out. That's why we are so proud this morning to talk about the video about trusting God. Yes, the road gonna be hard and narrow and tough. Yes, you will have disappointment more than you have doubt. Yes, you will have people betraying you more than coming to you. We seen that. We seen people eat our bread and turn their head against us. We seen that we are fed the bus to and they walk away and left. We seen that. We have experienced that life. We know how to talk about that. We know how to tell God, yes, Lord, I feel the aches and pain you feel, but Lord, let me hang out just like you did and keep on living a life. And then one day, we'll have an obituary conference and mine gonna be completely empty. I was gonna say, let it be known that I try to help somebody along this way. That's all. I don't want nobody telling about who I was in life. I'm not done. I want you to remember what we try to do in life. That you can remember. And when we live that life, we have to worry about what people say about who I am in God, or who God is in me. It really don't matter. So if you don't know what God is in you, then you ain't got no God in you. That ain't hard to understand. If you not operating on God's spirit, you operate on your intelligence. Your intelligence is gonna get my mind when the old one they can't remember what his name was. Who was that? Yeah, I can't remember. You operate on your mind and you'll remember your strength. What happens when you get old like me? Your strength. You lose your strength, you lose your memory, you lose your thoughts. Now how do you recollect what God have done 25 years ago in your life? We have to keep just that simple. Because all the change the world we live in, we have to first change our own mind. Become the people that God wants to be. Be excited to come into another year of forgiveness on God's plan. If it had not been God on our side these other few days, we would have never made it to 24. He brought us in. We did not bring ourselves in. But if he brought you in, he have a calling for your life. He have a purpose for us to live so he can say, these are my sons and my daughters. As we were talking about that scene, I love to talk about this in the book of Antioch, in the book of Acts. Those disciples were called Christians for the very first time in the city of Antioch. Now, I often ask the question, why do you think that? Because one thing is to act like a Christian, another thing is to be a Christian. Anybody can act out, but it takes a real person to live the life of a disciple of Christ and follow his living daily. The way they treat each other, the way we conduct our business, the way we love, the way we teach and preach, the way we stand behind our word will make you be called by somebody a Christian. And I'm talking about, I love to ask this question out there. When's the last time have you been called? When the last time anybody that you know called you a Christian? And that the old saying goes in the commercial, that's been too long. That's been too long. But it's something to me, it's something behind that thing that y'all like. To be not called a Christian really means that you have not lived that. That's what it means. It means that nobody see your name about Jesus in your life. And that's simple. That's a simple evaluation. If nobody called you black, that means you're not black. They don't call you white, that means you're not white. So whoever you are, somebody ought to know that. And you should not be mind being called that either. Is that what you are? When nobody says it, you don't know who you are. How we know our name? Well, Mama told us. Well, that's what you know. They say, my name is Raymond. How you know? But that's the name my mama gave me. I don't have to know. I believe her. So when we know, the people know us, they'll call us something. What they call you is really most times what they see you as. Amen?
Amen.
Give Lord a praise hand clap. Amen. Let's go by Lord and wait. No, the board is there. I know y'all know.